Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Aloha Friday! It's Aloha Friday! How is everybody today? It's Friday, end of the regular work week for some people, right? Everybody looking forward to the weekend, all the good stuff, all the fun stuff, right? It is Aloha Oracle Friday. That's right, Aloha Oracle Friday, which means that, we just answer questions, do all the things, and if you got something that you need asked, ask if you're on the live. If you're not on the live, then hopefully an answer will come through for you that you might be waiting for. Now, just to reiterate, as I do every Friday, this is what we do. This is a special thing we do on Friday. I say we, and I think it's because, like I said yesterday in the perspective, because I have other people that come on live. So it's not just me talking to a camera. I am literally talking to people who have popped on live. But again, whether you are live or watching this later on the replay, please be reminded that I do tap into spirit the best I can. And if a card does not resonate with you, please don't try to force it, because that can give you anxiety. It can make you feel doubtful. It can make you feel like, oh yeah, this is all bullshit. And I understand that, because I've done that in the past. I have tried to make things fit that did not fit me. And it's kind of like, well, I don't understand. Why isn't this happening? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And it turns out maybe over time, when I started doing my own, oracle things, I started realizing that, when you're doing general things like this, not every card is going to fit you. Some cards may not fit you at all. You may sadly just sit here and go, oh, okay, well, that was a waste of my time. But you never know what's going to happen each week, what's going to come through each week. So, hang in there. Monday through Thursday, I do topics. I talk about different things, sometimes things that I'm very passionate about. Yesterday was one of those things. And then on Friday, like I said, a friend suggested to finish it up during the week that we do oracle readings, because I did it once and it was so much fun. And I think it's just a fun way, right, to end the week on a high note and to go into the weekend. So the first deck I have, I start with these now on Friday, is the Angel Answers, which are kind of like the guidance cards that you see behind me. But last week was amazing. Almost every card seemed to fit with the entire subject. Like starting from card number 1 in the Angel Answers, all of them kind of could be connected in one way or another. So, like I said, if it doesn't resonate with you, please don't force it. And if it does, or maybe it feels like maybe if you have an adverse reaction to it, it could be your soul saying, yeah, well, I don't want to do that. But it might be exactly what your soul needs to do. Okay, because sometimes our subconscious will react for us, and we'll be like, it'll sit there and say, oh yeah, well, this is the way to go. And you're like, nah, I don't want to put that much work in. Also, as a side note, it's going to be interesting today, because I am in a very precarious state myself. And by that I mean, I'm struggling to feel right now. I know that sounds weird, but emotionally I feel so numb that it's not even funny. And I don't know why. I had a dream last night that I was told that it's because I know for a lot of people that follow this and have followed the topics Monday through Thursday, I've talked about how I'm in the process of rewiring my brain and trying to make it a little more normal. I mean, I have a dinged up mental health, but I have depression. But when I say normal, I mean from the trauma and the pain and all the emotions I carried through from there, I'm trying to rewire my brain back to how it probably should have been, instead of having that dual life, where you have this bad thing happening, but you have this great family life with my parents and my family and, the good friends that I did have, there's that, and mixing them together, or just trying to make one phase out the other, has been a little difficult. And so now I feel like I've literally been told I'm back at zero. So what I need to do, and what I'm hoping these cards will also help me do, because a lot of times these cards help me, and as I hope they will help you. So if you're feeling that blah, or you're feeling this, just even if the cards don't resonate, pay close attention. Because sometimes, and I should correct what I said earlier. If I said, unfortunately, you may not get anything out of this, but don't give up. Sometimes something that doesn't resonate with us now might pop up later and be like, oh my God, it could be your aha moment. So sometimes these are not just guidance cards, but they could be your aha moment cards for down the road. Just something that sticks in your brain and you're like, whoa, I remember when I watched this, and poof. Right? So that happens to me a lot. And I'm kind of hoping for that. So, improving health. Okay, now we got this last week, which is kind of interesting. We got the improving health last week. And to me, if you're going through health problems right now, you're going through medical problems, chin up, okay? Because what I believe, what's coming to me right now, is that you're going to start feeling better, in one way or another. It's not a hocus pocus card. It's not saying poof, you're going to be better. But improving health means just if you feel like you're feeling better, keep doing what you're doing. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is I always give you my thoughts on these, and then I go to the book. Because it's like, so I tap in, give you my thoughts, and then I go to the book, because I think sometimes the book tells other people what they might need to hear that is not coming through for me. What comes through for me may be meant for specific people or even a specific person, but other people might get something out of it. Whereas the book, it's kind of a generalized meaning. So that could help people resonate too. I like to give both sides, okay? So the angels want you to know that the health of the person you asked about is going to improve. You can request the assistance of Archangel Raphael. He's the healing angel, patron saint of doctors and nurses, right? And your guardian angels will speed along the recovery. This card may also be urging you to make more healthful choices in your life. If you're feeling called to detox from harmful foods or substances, you should follow that guidance. Removing unhealthy practices from your life will make you feel vibrant and strong. I've already begun doing that, so I feel like this might be a validation card. Good morning, Monica. So since I'm not sure Monica's been on Friday, today is Oracle reading day. So I don't talk about anything. We just run through the Oracle cards and give messages, or I do. Trust. Okay, this is weird. Oh my God. This is crazy. 3 of the 5 cards that I pulled last week are literally in here. So if you were watching last week, keep going, because whatever you're doing, it's working. Okay, improving health was one of them. Trust was another one. If you don't have trust, you don't have anything. And I know that's kind of a bold statement to make, but I truly believe that. Because when we don't trust certain things, or we don't trust a process, or we don't trust people around us, animosity, bad vibes, negative stuff just starts to kind of take over, right? And it kind of starts to take over your happiness. It becomes the thief of your joy, because there is no trust. And sometimes it's exactly what we need to do. We need to figure out how to trust. If somebody has broken your trust, but, if somebody's broken your trust and, you two are still in each other's circle or whatever, find a way to rebuild it. Okay, find a way to rebuild it, and rebuild it stronger. Rebuild it stronger. I know that might seem impossible to some people, but it's possible. The other way that trust works, trust yourself. How many times have we had a decision? In fact, I was just talking about this with older sibling this morning about a story I'd written, and I felt like it needed to be longer, but I liked it when I finished it. I was so proud of it, even though for some they might think I just slapped on an ending. But I told her, I said, the ending isn't the story. The first 4 sections of that story are the story. The first sort of chapters of the story are the story. So that's sorry guys, but you have to learn to trust yourselves. If you don't learn how to trust yourself, then you're not going to be able to trust other people. So, good morning, Auntie Stephanie. It's so funny. All the new people are popping in on the day when I don't have a subject. This is Oracle card reading day. It's Aloha Oracle Friday. So it's Aloha Friday, with the oracles thrown in for good fun and good measure. And again, for anybody that might be new, Monday through Friday, I actually have topics. We have Hodgepodge Monday, Tuesday Thoughts, Self-Care Wednesday, and Things to Think on Thursday. So the trust card. This is a time for trust. Sometimes there is no yes or no to a question. There are situations where we are better served by not knowing what is to come so that the miracle can unfold before our very eyes. Like children opening a gift, part of the magic of our lives is found in the joy of surprise. Trust that the angels have something amazing in store for you, even if they can't quite tell you what it is yet. I'm sure all of us have been through this, right? When you're waiting for that one magical thing to happen in your life, or you're waiting for all these little magical things to happen in our lives. Good morning, Eileen. And this is what the trust card is trying to say. Don't peek at the Christmas present, right? Things come up and sometimes they can't be helped. But you have to trust that process. You have to trust that whatever is happening is for a reason. And so, again, when it talks about this, don't peek at the present. You just have to trust. If you've put a prayer out there, you put intention out there, you put a manifestation out there, you have to trust that if it is meant for you, it is going to unfold for you the way it's intended to. That's why a lot of times when I talk about praying intentions or manifestations, always finish up before you say thank you or amen, this or something better. Because if you say this only, you're narrowing the playing field for those that are trying to help you, your source, your higher power, the universe. But if you say this or something better, you are expanding and widening the playing field. You are giving them room to run. You're giving them room to maneuver, in and out, wherever they need to go. And you're giving yourself room to maneuver in and out because you're not focusing on just one thing. You're saying this or something better. Okay. So again, like I said, that's 2 cards in a row that we had from last week. Wait. I have no idea about this card. I am not feeling anything on this card, so I'm just going to go right to the book on this one. Like I said, guys, the struggle's been real in my head the last couple of days. I'm just seriously like, what is happening to me? Your situation is going to require a little patience. Your angels are not saying no, but they are saying not yet. Sometimes heaven needs a little extra time to make all the pieces fall perfectly into place. What you are asking for may have an effect on the lives of others. When that occurs, it can take additional preparation to make sure that everyone's needs are seen to. Be patient so that all who are involved can have the experience they're meant to have. Well, you and them are meant to have. So, if that goes back to the trust card, right? If you're waiting for something to happen, or you're waiting for that big aha moment or an answer to your prayer, your intention, or your manifestation, just wait patiently, okay? Stop trying to peek beneath the wrapping paper and see what's in the present. All right, just trust that it's working out the way it's supposed to for this or something better. All right, and also, I pulled a lot of the angel cards. Well, I pulled the angel cards, the fairy cards, and the unicorn cards. Now, this may span beyond what other people believe, but like I always ask people when I do these oracle readings, don't focus on where the message is coming from. Focus on the message, okay? If you don't believe, just look at these as cards, and somebody, your source, your higher power, whatever, giving you your answer through me if you are getting an answer. So again, don't worry about the source of the cards. Worry about I shouldn't say that. Don't focus on where the message is coming from. Focus on the message itself. All right. So the next card, if you believe. Believing can actually make things happen a lot faster because believing, I don't know what's happening. Believing actually puts you in the right vibration to trust that everything is happening, this or something better. Okay. So what you need right now is faith. Oh, I feel like these cards are bitch slapping me. What you need right now is faith. You can have what you desire, but you must believe that it can be so. Stay positive and visualize the outcome you're hoping for. Set aside all negativity or pessimism in favor of a sunny outlook. The law of attraction brings us to what we expect to receive. If our perception is that we deserve great things, then we will attract happiness. If we fall into doubt and don't believe in our own self-worth, then our experiences will match that energy. Believe in yourself and your cherished dreams. So like I said, you have to trust. Trust your feelings, trust your gut, okay? If, like I said, if you put out a prayer, an intention, or a manifestation, you have to believe that that or something better is going to happen for you. It's going to manifest for you. Older sibling and I, well, it's more older sibling than me, but I watched a miracle happen this week in older sibling's life. And everything is happening so fast that, I mean, even the appointments we're planning, we're just kind of like, yeah, it's like, I'll take the soonest one you have, and not thinking about other things we might have going on that day or whatever. And because it is an exciting time. But here's the thing. The way it's happening is not the way I think we expected it to happen. It's not, unfolding the way we expected it to happen. So when it comes to that, you just have to believe that, what you're asking for is going to come to you, but you can't tell them how to bring it to you. You just have to trust that it's going to work out and that it's going to be okay. And it's a big lesson for me to learn from older sibling too, because I don't generally have faith in a lot of things. I mean, I used to, and I'm still learning that. And I'm not saying that, I don't believe in things and I don't believe good things can happen. But like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm just in this really strange place right now where I'm trying to find my footing, where I'm trying to find whatever, this rewiring in my brain is happening. And I realize now as I talk to you that for the last day and a half, I've been so worried about not being able to really feel anything, not feel any joy or even, nothing. It's like being numb from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. And I'm like numb emotionally. But now as I'm talking to you and saying all these things, I'm also hearing them. And I'm realizing that all this rewiring work that I had done has put me back. It's like a hard reboot. Right? And all the things I opened, all the cookies that happened in my life, all my own personal cookies, like when you get when you're surfing the internet, these are things that I need to pile into myself to create, to start these new feelings and have these new feelings and to feel things again for the first time, even though it's not the first time I'm feeling these things, but to look at them through different eyes. And I don't think I understood that until right now. So thank you, because I do these oracle cards for you guys, but I do tend to pick up on things in them for myself. And I think that's exactly it right now. I mean, look, I felt a little bit of a spark inside because I'm realizing it hasn't been a bad thing. It should be a good thing, because it means that all this negativity and pessimism and sadness and dread, that anchor of dread I used to carry around, are no longer a part of my life. I'm literally back at square one or square zero, really. And now I need to roll the dice of the candy land of my life. So in the near future, whatever you were waiting for, this is kind of simple for the tap in part. Whatever you're waiting for, it's going to happen in the near future. For older sibling, it's happening in the very near future. It's going to be a long process though. So if anybody can send out the good vibes and the good juju, that would be whatever you believe in that's positive. Please send it her way. Like I said, it's going to be a long process, but it's going to be a process that'll be worth it for her. And it's exciting. It's truly, truly exciting, because this is a game changer for her, and this is a life-changing moment for her. So it's a very special thing. And oh God, I felt the tingle again. Let's see, maybe that's it. Maybe understanding where I was at is exactly what I needed to start feeling again, to start, even she said, well, it's not really your joy, but it is my joy. Because I see how life-changing this can be for her. I see how exciting. And I find excitement in other people's excitement. In fact, part of my dream that I was told was that basically my cup is empty. Now, and not in a bad way. Okay. It's not empty like, ugh, my cup is half empty. No, it's empty because it's waiting to be filled. It's like a brand new fresh cup and saucer, newly cleaned, straight out of the dishwasher or the whatever, straight out of the, the cupboard. And it's ready. It's ready, right? To serve, to pour all that joy and to fill up with all that joy. My cup runneth over one day, I hope. So in the near future. So just hang on to that, okay? Please don't give up. There's a great saying out there that says, don't give up 5 seconds before the finish line, right? So, or don't give up 5 seconds before the miracle, whichever way you want to look at it. So what you were asking about will occur very soon, so you won't have to wait much longer. Stay optimistic and continue upon your current path. Be open to receiving. Oh, that's it. Be open to receiving. That's the biggest part. Be open to receiving, okay? The situation will improve. Dun, da, da, da. So, whatever it is that you feel is crappy and dire and kind of like what I've just been talking about with what I've been going through, it's going to improve. So this is really a validation card. Okay, this is saying hang in there. Don't quit 5 seconds before the miracle, right? How many times have we done that? How we've just kind of like, yeah, whatever, and we walked away. And then the people that were with us kept going and they're like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened over here. The blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, damn. Why wasn't I a little more patient? Just sit through the moment. Even if it doesn't feel like it's a moment you should sit through, even if nothing happens during that moment, sit through the moment, because you're going to put yourself into a mindset that when I am patient, good things can happen. When I'm impatient, I might miss good things, right? I might miss these amazing things that might happen because I've been impatient. And then you get upset, and then you're kind of jealous of your friends, and then you get mad because they had the experience, right? And you're just kind of like, ugh, why didn't I wait? But instead of being mad at yourself, you take it out on everybody else. So like I said, sometimes just sit through and be patient. Because even if you have to sit through something a million times before something good happens, that good moment will be worth it. And it'll be worth it because you were patient. And also, if it is one of those things where you're waiting with people, get to know people. I have to tell you, Comic-Con's coming up this summer, and I'm hoping that it's Comic-Con this summer, because we've not had Comic-Con for a couple of years now, and it's made my soul very sad. But I noticed that when it is literally a game of waiting, and how to wait patiently, and how to be patient. And I mean, sometimes, I had the opportunity to talk to an actor from one of my favorite shows, and they're like, you've been up since what time? Because they just started talking to me. I was standing in line waiting to get an autograph for a friend, literally not me, for a friend, who couldn't make it to Comic-Con. And you also find yourself doing things for other people, right? Like everybody has a request. And in this case, this request, I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to get there early, just to get a ticket, to get back into this line. And I'm standing there and I was just so tired. I just wanted to make it through. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:30. And I was just kind of like, oh. And then they start talking to me and it's like, oh God, what do I do? Because Sibley wasn't there. And I get so nervous when people talk to me, especially men. I don't know why. This might be why I'm single, because I cannot talk to men. They make me nervous. I get very shy. But this guy just starts talking to me and I'm just like, okay. And he's like, wait, because he's all, you look like you need a drink. Because I was so tired. I'm like, no, I said, I need some coffee. And, no, he says, you look like you need some coffee. And I'm like, God, I said, I'm so tired. I am so tired. Because it was like day 3 in a row of getting up before 6 o'clock. The 2 days before that, I was up by 5 and out the door by 5:30. And on this day, we were up at 4. Actually, I'm sorry, we were up at 4:30 and out the door by 5. Okay, so sibling and I. And it's not a vacation. Comic-Con is work. All right, it is fun work though. But we just started talking, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, I've been up since 4 o'clock, and they're like, what? They're all, but it's Comic-Con. I said, exactly, it's Comic-Con. I wanted to tell them not everybody has a badge where they can get in and out like you do. Some of us have to wait in line, but I didn't want to be rude. I mean, it was very nice. He was a very nice person. I actually got to meet him again later, but It's just, and you also get to see, and I didn't expect that moment to happen, but my patience paid off, right? I mean, who expected me to be talking to this guy when I told my friends that, we just had a conversation? They're like, oh, what? They're people, guys. They're just normal people. Okay, maybe you're on one side and they're on the other, but they do everything the same that we all do. Their lives may be a little more exciting, but they're also a lot less private. So remember that part. So anyways, just hang in there, all right? Your situation will improve. Sorry for all the yammering, the extra stories, but yeah, that was a fun moment though. I forgot about that. I forgot about that till right now. That was a little exciting. Very nice people. Very nice people. All right, I pulled the healing cards this time because, seriously, I need to find out what's wrong with me. So, and I guess I shouldn't look at it as anything being wrong with me as much as I should look at it as my healing. My healing is happening, and it's an exciting feeling. So, that's interesting. Self-love and discover your life purpose. I have to tell you, I honestly think my life purpose is this. Helping people, doing for others. I enjoy that beyond the shadow of a doubt. I enjoy it beyond, I don't know. I can't even find the words. Because I'll tell you, when I first started this a year and a half ago, or just over a year and a half ago, they were shorter. They had no structure, but I was sharing my story because I was in a very dark place. I was in a very low place. And I needed something to pick up my vibe. I needed something to vibe higher. And I wanted to put something out there because I knew I wasn't alone anymore. I knew other people were going through things. But within the last year, especially since the name change of the live, I've received a lot more feedback from people. And it's been, not a lot of people, but some people who I actually know. And it feels good to know that my whole tagline of sharing my story so other people can heal theirs is actually helping. It's working. And that's what's important to me. It's not just about doing the live. It's about sharing where I'm coming from. It's about sharing my own experiences so other people don't feel alone. Because I know for a long time I felt alone. And then I started my second Twitter account, which was basically for mental health advocacy. And all of a sudden, it's like just different hashtags. People started following me. And there were people that went through the same thing I was going through. And I literally called it Shellbell's Quest. That's my second Twitter handle. Because my quest was to find why I felt the way I felt. And it turns out there are people who, and I say this with no disrespect, who go through worse things than I do when it comes to the mental health umbrella. In fact, what it did for me finding this community, I felt a little more understood. I felt less invisible. And I had people around me in my personal life that understood this, older sibling, baby sibling, some of my friends that watch the live now, they understood, but knowing there were people outside of my circle and just around the world that are struggling, I felt this is where I belong. Not because I want to feel like I have this community, but because I know there's so much in me that can help other people. And I see these people struggle, and I see them still putting out positive messages. I see them, sometimes you'll see a tweet from them where they're struggling so bad, and you're hoping against all hope that they make it to the next day. When you don't hear from them for a while and then they tweet again, you take that sigh of relief, like, oh my God, thank God they're okay. And there's that relief. But there's also that part of you that says, I've got to work harder. I've got to try harder. Because even if, as I've said before, this helps one person, this saves one person, I find that to be one of the best things about having a life purpose, is what it does for other people. I mean, yeah, it helps me fill my cup, which I'm trying to do now. But knowing that a message is going out there that helps other people, that truly, truly helps me. Because it means that when you put your story out there, when you put yourself out there, you're not doing it in vain. Someone's seeing it. There's a reason. There's a purpose. That doesn't mean everybody has to. Not everybody has to sit out there and expose yourself like a naked person on a busy street, okay? But there are some of us who have, I want to say, that gift. And I don't mean that in a way like nobody has that gift. But I mean, I have a gift of talking, okay? I have a gift of writing. And I say those two together because even my dad mentioned one time, he's like, wait, this isn't scripted? It's like, no, sometimes I make notes, but most of it just comes off the top of my head. It just comes to me. And it's because I feel like I am tapped in, but it's also I'm tapped into my own emotions. I'm tapped into my own experiences. And sometimes I think that's the best way to lead is, and to guide people is through your own experiences so they can relate. Because even if they don't relate to the exact same things that you've been through, they can relate to your struggle. They can relate to how you have these moments where you feel like you're so numb that you're wondering if you're ever going to feel again. And it's a scary feeling. I mean, the only thing I could feel was crying, and I realized I was crying out of fear because it's like, I don't want to feel like this forever. I like feeling happy. I like feeling good. But now I'm learning how to do it the right way. I'm learning how to not fake it till I make it kind of be happy. But just be, allow my emotions to come and go. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're just, okay, this is where I'm at. Maybe I'm both. But I think I've been trying too hard to put an emotion on it instead of just going with the flow. And maybe that's the answer right there, going with the flow. So discover your life purpose. Start asking yourself, what is the meaning of your life? Okay, start asking yourself, what is the meaning of your life? As a soul is having a physical experience, you are here to grow and learn. You are being asked to immerse yourself in this life by expanding, stretching, and understanding your reasons for being here. Nothing is impossible for a soul who is following her or his destiny or theirs. Your guides, angels, and higher self are constantly communicating with you through signs, feelings, people, books, etc. I want to include movies and TV shows in there, okay? My spirit guides, no. I have been spoken to through books. I have been spoken to through movies. I have been spoken to through TV shows, even music. And I know a lot of you are even asking that, how is that possible? If you're watching something and it evokes a feeling, or it feels like something just slapped you upside of the head, that is probably somebody, whatever you want to call them in your source, your spirit guide, guardian angel, whatever you want to call them. Or if you don't believe in those things, your gut instinct. They're trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you something. So pay attention. Okay? It may come from the weirdest of places too. I mean, I've seen street signs that have been like, or just, advertisements like, oh my God, that hit me right between the eyes. They will put things in front of you for you to see it, but you have to be looking up to see it. Okay? So, you have to pay attention and don't think it's stupid. If you see a license plate that says something that, maybe somebody has a vanity plate that says, you are pretty or you are great or whatever. If you're not feeling that, but you were asking for a sign, what is wrong with me? Why am I not lovable? And you see something that says you are great, take it as a sign that someone's telling you you are great and you're going to be okay. So yes, signs come in the strangest of ways, in the strangest of places, even in your dreams. Okay? So follow your hunches. There you go. Follow your hunches. You are being given important guidance, which may show up via a strong feeling to travel somewhere, to speak to someone, attend a seminar, write, paint, etc. No matter how far-fetched your inner guidance is, you need to listen. So there you go. I feel validated. I've never seen this card before. I generally don't get to know my cards. I go through them. And I look at the pictures and I do all those things, but I try not to read too much about them because I like to be surprised when they when they come up. That's my way of working. But there's your validation right there. Follow your hunches, because no matter how far-fetched your inner guidance is, you need to listen. Okay, you need to listen. Your soul's purpose includes a combination of experiences that your mind doesn't understand, but that your soul needs to process to learn and grow. Some of these experiences will be enjoyable and heightened. Others will be challenging and cause you to struggle. But through them, you will know yourself. Give yourself permission to focus on what really makes your heart sing and put your intensity of emotion into attracting what you desire. I agree. Since November, I've talked about doing this massive shadow work, and I shared my journey on that. And boy, it was elating and deflating at the same time. It was a bit crazy. So, number 24, self-love. We had self-love. I think we just had self-love, didn't we? On one of our other readings. I think the last time I pulled this book, we had self-love. So take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. In fact, I think that's where I came up with the saying, find what lights the pilot light of your soul. Right? And I turned it into a meme and I splashed it everywhere across social media. But find what lights the pilot light of your soul. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer, etc. Keep your heart open, though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. It's about trusting. Okay, that part's about trusting, and it's also about patience. But when you hear the choose to open your heart through softness and pain or sadness, pain and sadness happen. Okay, we're human. This is life. And life is going to happen, and it's going to cause these emotions to happen sometimes. And what we need to do is when we keep our heart open to these things, we learn how to process it, and we learn how to heal it. And we learn how to move forward in that, right? So let's see. Let's go with the universe has your back. It's been a long time since we've had this one. The universe has your back. Whoa. Okay, the universe really has your back. So wow. Alrighty then. These are more messages than they are oracles, but I like them because sometimes they really kind of hit home, right? So let's start with the first one. It's a dragonfly. I love it. Dragonflies remind me of my mom. That's why I got that right there. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. What did I tell you? Somehow, in some way, these cards always seem to kind of fit one another, right? You had the earlier cards of patience, trust, improving health, and improving health could also mean that when you have patience and trust, you're not raising your blood pressure and you're not stressing yourself out. High blood pressure and stress can really wreak havoc on your body. It can wreak havoc on everything. Or if you have internal issues, not stressing and whatnot could leave your tummy and your colon alone, right? Not have any of those tummy issues when you're just kind of patient and dealing with all these things. So it's about trusting, it's about patience, it's about your improving health, it's about knowing that things are going to start happening for you in the near future. You just have to trust that it's going to. And again, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Sometimes it's hard to trust something you can't see, but especially in a day and age where everything has to be so, in our hands, so if we can't see it, it's not there. Well, that's not true. Put your phone down and look at the world for a bit. You'll see everything that's happening around you. Energy flows where my intention goes. So energy flows where my intention goes. Vibe high. If you vibe high, you're going to bring better things into your life. If you vibe low, you're constantly going to feel in a low place. You're going to feel stuck. You have to unstuck yourself. Okay? I know sometimes when you're struggling, it can be hard to raise that vibe. But that's kind of the trick, right? What I do is I will gratitude until I cannot gratitude anymore. I found the other day when I was having a pretty rough day, I probably gratitude for about 90 minutes without even realizing it. I mean, I didn't stop. I was grateful for everything I could see. I was out driving, and I was grateful. I mean, I was even grateful that a car didn't turn against the red light, because that would have caused an accident with me and them, since I had the right of way. But it's just those things, right? It's gratitude. And if you do it enough, it starts to raise your vibe, right? If you are struggling with bad vibes, right? Make it a point every day to write down 3 to 5 things. They always say 10 things, but start with 3 to 5, okay? 3 to 5 different things. And don't worry, it doesn't always have to be people or, my spouse, my children, this, that. It could be your house. It could be your light. It could be the show. It could be your phone, your computer. It doesn't always have to be something that's organic, right? It can be a pen. I'm grateful for all 5,000 of my pens. It could just be the desk you write on. Very simple things that we take for granted every day. Be grateful for those. The pictures on your wall. You may think, oh, well, they're just pictures on my wall. No, but they add something to your home, right? You put them there for a reason. So find gratitude in those things. So remember, energy flows where my intention goes. I find deeper meaning and personal growth and amid the discomfort. The discomfort is where we seem to find ourselves, right? At least, when you're healing from something, or you have a dinged up mental health, or, maybe you're just a regular normal person. I'm sorry, I don't mean that normal in a bad way, but I mean someone who doesn't have to worry about a dinged up mental health. Sometimes we do find deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. There's a great saying out there that says, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's where growth does happen. You start to see things, you start to see shortcomings, and, to others, they might be shortcomings. To you, they might be shortcomings. Well, all they are stepping stones to the next level that you're trying to get to. Everything is a lesson. Everything can be a lesson, even the good things. Maybe you just bought a new car. That's a lesson. That's a lesson because you had patience. You trusted. You knew that everything was going to be okay. And you set your intention on getting something new. Older sibling set her intention, and now her appointment's on Tuesday. And I think we were lucky we got one on Tuesday, to be honest with you, because this just happened yesterday afternoon. It was like, oh my God, it was mind blowing. It was mind blowing how one thing needing to be tweaked in this process suddenly led to, wow, a first appointment in less than 4 business days. So it's something very magical, because she set her intention and she was not giving up on that intention. And, I think for both of us, we were both putting our vibes towards it, because we want this to happen for her. We want this great thing to come forward for her. I don't want to say what it is, because it's not my place. And I know it's something that makes her very uncomfortable. But it's nothing bad. Okay. It's nothing dire. She's not dying, but it will, health-wise, it will improve her. It will improve, her health significantly. So, and I think her mental health as well. So, but she had personal growth amid the discomfort, because one of the biggest things she did learn to do was ask for help. And that's a big sticking point in this house. Her and I are very not good at asking for help. In fact, we should both be better at it, but we're not. But she's getting better at it, and I'm getting better at it. And her asking for help has led to something amazing. Okay? My fearless freedom lights up the world. Be fearless! Be fearless, right? Just go out there and do things. How many times have we looked at people and saying, God, I wish I was more like that person? Be like that person then. For all you know, that person may have said, wow, I wish I was more like that person. And their friend may have said, well, then do it. And the next thing you know, they're goofy, right? I mean, I always tell people that until I was about 17, I was a little old lady. I was quiet. I was shy. I was very, I mean, my dad and I were even watching a video from a family vacation my mom and my cousin and grandma took when I was 17. And this is actually literally right before we had this conversation. And I told my dad, I said, oh my God. And he's like, what? I said, don't you see it? And I'm all, look how hunched over I am. I mean, I look like a little old lady. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I mean, you know, the kind of person that doesn't take care of their posture, that feels like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. But, and it looked like I was walking normal, but I was just so hunched over. And I've seen videos and pictures of myself since then, and I'm not that person. And, you know, but after, you know, my dad told me, he's all, you know, you're only 17, but you act like you're 80. Now, I don't know what 80 sounds or looks like, because I've known 80-year-olds that can run circles around me. But I think the point that he was trying to make is, you're still young. Enjoy your life. Next thing I know, it's like this crazy person unleashed. I mean, it was having fun. It was looking at the world differently. And I think that's this chapter of my life. I'm trying to recapture that without having to recapture that, because that was then. This is now. And back then, I just decided to repress everything that hurt me instead of healing it. Now it's healed. And I'm moving forward. And I probably should, you know, I should probably take that advice again. So anyways, my fearless freedom lights up the world. All right. So the last one, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So again, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. I've been writing on my wrist, I am worth it. And I told Sibling, I said, I do that because even if I'm not looking directly at it, I can see it out of the corner of my eye. And I say that because when I do say that, it feels like, you know, when you see the movies where people are trying to light that fire with the flint, like the flint and the rock, or the rock, I don't know, are they the same thing? But whatever, when they're trying to push those two stones together to create that spark. Whatever I say, I am worth it, I feel that. I feel that spark, you know, or like that pilot light, right? Or when you hear the heater go on, you hear that click, 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 poof, like that. It's kind of like that. So here's the last deck. Healing with the Fairies. I did pull the Enchanted Unicorn deck, but we're not going to get to that today. But I have to tell you, this has been sitting on my desk all week. Blossom. Because this one just makes me so happy. I know. That face on that unicorn just makes me so happy. I love it. It's just so cute. It's like... So anyways, I know I'm goofy, but all right, let's see. Oh, we got 2 cards. Okay, here's our last 2. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there. Part of the things I've noticed with the Oracle Friday is that I do tend to share my experiences along with that, and I was just about to say that I was sorry for doing that, but actually I'm not, because I think that's just my style. My style when I'm talking out loud, not when I'm doing like other readings for people. I don't do that. But when we're on here on the live, it is a perspective. And I think sometimes sharing our experiences with others, if read the room, don't share it if you don't feel like they're ready for it. But, you know, if somebody even asks you, have you been through something like this before? Or you feel like you're in a position where you can be relatable. Be relatable. It's not about comparing or one-upping, all right? It's about saying, you know what, can I share something if you don't mind? You know, because that kind of, it gives you that space, right? And don't be offended if they say no, I just want you to listen right now. But you put it out there, and they may circle back and say, you know what, I know you wanted to tell me something, what was it? And, you know, after talking a little bit longer, that might be the right time to share whatever it is you wanted to share. So sometimes it's okay to put it out there. Just read the room and make sure that you're in a position that is comfortable and you're comfortable. You don't want to share something if you're not comfortable. Okay, so financial flow and miracle healing. I don't know who needs to hear this besides me, but oh God, I cannot lie. Okay, honesty it's my gift is my curse. All right. I legit cannot lie. I try to, but I mean, even my sister and my dad laughed at me when I said, yeah, I can lie. And they both looked at me like, no, you can't. You can't keep a straight face. So, I can keep secrets. That I will say. I can keep secrets. especially really important ones. I am like Fort Knox when it comes to those things. But when it comes to like, trying to get out of something or just sometimes I'm just overly honest. It's not always a good thing. But your financial flow goes with all the other ones. Trust, patience, situation improving. Okay, and it will happen soon. Just hang on to that. All right, don't blow up and implode 5 seconds before the miracle. Just keep doing whatever it is you're doing and know that things are going to happen. Like I said, we have been trying to pray, intention, manifest this medical process for older sibling for a long time. But I think since last week, when she had a consultation about it, we've been going hardcore, but we haven't been overly focused on it. What we've been doing is we've just been putting that intention out there and trusting that it's going to work. She's been doing it her way. I've literally been doing it my way. I don't know that I've told her that I've been trying to do this for her, but in this process, she found the courage to ask for help. She used her skills, her negotiating skills. She pulled out all the stops, and I really am so proud of her, because asking for help is not easy for her. It's a struggle. And I don't know if this is everybody, but I know that people who've been through trauma or been through hard things sometimes do have trouble asking for help, because we don't want to bother anyone, or we're just, we know how to do things on our own, or we want to just do things on our own because we want to be able to control it and how it works out. But sometimes you should just let go of control. Okay, there's some things you need to control in your life, like adult responsibilities. But when you're trying to set a prayer, or say a prayer, set an intention, or manifest something, you have to let go of control. You have to go with the flow. And when your spidey instincts kick up, or it could be just your spidey instincts, depending on what you believe. It could be your source. It could be your angels. It could be your spirit guides. It could be the universe. Whatever it is that you choose to put your faith in, it is them telling you the next step. It is telling you what they need to do. And the fact that she reached out for help and actually told me that she did, I'm so proud of her. And it really kind of is a lesson for me to learn how to do the same. It's not easy for me to ask for help. I could ask for all the good juju right now from everybody that's watching this. I would be grateful for it. But even that makes me uncomfortable asking. But I just did, so, but still, what did I do? I threw in, but that makes it I'm uncomfortable. Because sometimes I don't feel I'm worthy of that help either. And if you feel that way, please don't. Everybody is worth it. Everybody is worthy of beautiful things. Everybody is worthy of that beautiful feeling that you get for even doing for others, right? Don't do for others to receive back. Do for others because it's the right thing to do. And I'm telling you, that feeling you get afterwards, it's phenomenal. You can ride for days on that high because you see the joy in someone else's face. But also, if you're pouring from your cup, make sure it's a full cup. Because when that elation for somebody else, dissipates, you want to know that you still have that foundation of your own joy, your own happiness. Yeah, your cup might tip and shake and rattle sometimes, and it might tip and, throw out, the liquid here and there. But make sure that you balance it, right? What's the one thing we all do when we accidentally spill something, or when we're about to drop something? We juggle it, right? We're trying to juggle it. Sometimes it falls and it breaks, or sometimes it falls and it spills. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why my nose is running. But we're trying. So don't stop trying. If your cup feels like it's tipped over and it's spilling out all the happiness, put yourself right side back, put yourself back right side up. That was a tongue twister. Put yourself right side up, okay? Find your balance. And then start to refill your cup again. Don't let the negativity take over. Don't let the darkness take over. Because, if you have a brain like mine, the darkness can creep in and creep in fast. And it can take over just as fast. And you don't want that to happen. Okay, so even if it is so hard, you have personal growth amid discomfort. Face the darkness and shine your light into it. Because when you shine your light into it, the darkness disappears. Doesn't mean it's not going to creep back up. But what it means is that you are learning the tools to say, hey, no, this is my life and I choose to be in this position and I'm not going to let you take that from me. Okay. Now I know this has been a doozy of a couple of years and a lot of people are struggling with their financial flow. Please, please, please trust and believe. Okay. Trust and believe that what you need is going to start coming into you. Be patient. I know it's scary. I know it's hard. I know, a lot of people like me are struggling and trying to figure out everything and how to make things work. And, sometimes, we don't want to do things because we don't have the money for it. And it can be a scary process and it can be a scary feeling. But just when you trust that things are going to work out, they're going to work out. You just have to give it time. Okay, just hang in there. Please, 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 please hang in there. So I'll read the book on that one. Financial flow. I want to read these too because they have affirmations. You have manifested a new sense of abundance in your life. Any financial blocks have successfully been removed and you are now in the flow of increased prosperity. Congratulations. Stay open to receiving. All right, that card came up earlier. Stay open to receiving. If you try to control that flow, you're basically going to be a little beaver building a dam and you're going to block that flow. Do not block that flow. This is where trust and patience comes in. Okay. Yes, I know. I got to follow the same things. I understand how you're feeling. You're probably like, I want to punch this girl in the face because she's stupid. I want to punch me in the face because I feel stupid. But you know what? Don't hit the messenger. And I promise I won't hit the messenger either. But, this is where trust and patience comes in. All right. I related that story about older sibling for a reason, because she had trust and she had patience and now everything is starting to come to fruition for her. It's starting to flow and it's starting to work out for her. Okay. So when you have trust and patience, good things will happen. Not can happen, will happen. But again, this or something better. Remember that, this or something better. If you need something and you're done, say this or something better so that you give them a larger playing field to work with. You give them like the big laboratory, not just a little tiny chemistry set to work with. All right. Your finances are moving up to a new level. You've been praying for increased flow and have been visualizing greater wealth. Your positive thoughts and desires have resulted in a rich vein of abundance coming your way. This good fortune not only applies to money, but also to increased opportunities in your personal and professional life. Ooh. The fairies, who are supreme experts in manifestation, advise you to keep a positive and joyful heart as you experience your wonderful new state. Continually affirm, I graciously accept good into my life right now. I graciously accept good into my life right now. I will put these in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, okay? So you don't have to go searching back through here at, what time did she say that? Just go to the comments. All right. And I deserve abundance. So I graciously accept good into my life right now, and I deserve abundance. If you find that this financial flow ever becomes interrupted, ask the fairies or your source, your higher power, to help you adjust your thoughts and emotions so you can graciously and willingly accept all the gifts that you so richly deserve. Let's see. Affirmation. I am financially secure. I am supported abundantly today and every day in my future. And like I said, I will put these in the comments. And the last one, the last card of the day, dun, 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 miracle healing. Miracle healing. I just want to add something in here that it might sound a little controversial, but I'm not intending it to. When we hear miracle healing, and maybe we have somebody we know that's sick or dying, if it doesn't come through for them, please don't blame your source. I know sometimes we sit there and say, I don't understand why this happened to this person. They're a good person. They do so many things for so many people. Death is painful. Okay. And when I'm referring to the miracle healing part, because I asked for a miracle when my mom was sick. And that was a big ask, because my mom had terminal pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer does not have a cure. It can go into remission, but it certainly does not have a cure, and remission doesn't always last that long. We hope it does. But also, if it doesn't go into remission, you right now seem to have a lifespan of about 5 years. Okay. My mom was given 6 months to 2 years, depending on if treatment worked. And I honestly, forgive me for saying this, think that was bullshit. I think the doctor was trying to give her hope, because even my dad said he couldn't look at us when he said that she had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It was basically terminal. It was beyond stage 4. Okay, my mom passed away in 4 months. But, and I've seen people who said, I was so nervous, and, my family member was gone in 6 weeks, because that's how fast it starts to work. I prayed for that miracle, and the miracle never came. And I became very upset, and I blamed every higher power I could possibly think of. I asked them why. I didn't understand. And then as I was doing my shadow work, the preliminary stages of my shadow work, I want to say, when I was doing a lot of my intentional healing. And I say intentional because the shadow work happened by accident. But when I was doing my intentional healing, my intentional internal healing, I realized that my mom's, and this is where I say it gets controversial, my mom's passing was a fixed point in my life. It was something that was never meant to be undone. It was something that was never meant to be anything more than what it had become. A painful, horrible, awful experience in my life. I know sometimes I talk about how complicated my relationship with my mom was, but for all intents and purposes, we had a very wonderful relationship. We just had some miscommunications, I want to say, which made it complicated. But I miss her. And it's not one of those like, oh, my mom died and now I wish I had done all these things. No, my mom and I had a very good relationship, especially in the last 10 to 15 years of her life, last 10 to 20 years of her life. And so I just wanted her around, because I had assumed at the time that all these amazing things were going to happen in my life. And when amazing things happen in your life, you want your person to be there. You want your mom to be there. You want your dad to be there. And I'm grateful I have my dad. I'm very grateful I still have my dad. But, also I thought, gosh, when I have a problem, who's going to pray for me? Oh, I know, it's terrible. But I realized her life, her passing was a fixed point in my life. It was something that was meant to happen and pushed me in the direction that I went in. Now, I'm not saying that I wanted her to die. I did not. But when I really started digging into that spiritual part of myself, I realized I would not be the person I am today if my mom was still here. Now, a lot of times I will sit there and say to myself, well, I'm sure I would have found a way. But this is what happens in life. Sometimes there are things that are so permanent that happen that you find a way to move forward in a direction. If you want to go super drastic, look at some of these horrific occurrences where people have lost children to very violent, bad things. John Walsh went off to start his shows, all his America's Most Wanted, right? How many people has he caught that didn't hurt anybody anymore? You have like the Amber Alerts, you have Megan's Law. And, I know those are very, very different from what I'm talking about, but they're still fixed points in our lives. And that doesn't mean we wanted them to happen. For some people, they believe everything's predetermined before we come to this planet, before we come here, and that all of our souls know that this needs to happen for something else to happen. For me, there's no real easy way to put this, because like I said, every day I wish my mom were here. I wish she were here for me. I wish she were here for my dad, and everybody else around her that loved her. But when I say a fixed point, I realize that it was her death that catapulted me into the direction that I went, and at some point during that flight of being catapulted, I caught fire. And I mean in a good way. And then it kind of fizzled out. But now I feel like I've hit my target. And while I wish she was here to see it, and while I wish that I could have been this person while she was still alive, I'm not sure that I would have been. I'm not sure that I would have done a lot of the things I've done since then. I'm not even sure I would have been to London yet. I mean, today was actually the day I came home 6 years ago. But I'm not even sure I would have done that. And there are a few people who have told me, no, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have gone through and done a lot of the things you've done. I also wouldn't have found this healing because I leaned on my mother for strength. Even if she didn't understand my mental health, I leaned on her for that strength. As long as she was here, I didn't have to be strong. So as terrible and horrible as her passing was for me in my life, I know that it has led me in this direction, and I know that I have hopefully saved other people. I know I've helped other people, but I am hoping that I've saved people too. Because I want everybody to find that healing and that joy and have that miracle healing in their life, to know that they deserve this amazing experience while we're all still breathing. And that doesn't mean if somebody in your life dies that it's supposed to catapult you somewhere. I mean, people are eventually, I know it sounds terrible, but I'm eventually going to die. People are eventually going to die. But I realized that this particular thing was a fixed point in my life. And like I said, it can feel very controversial to say. It still doesn't feel right in my mind saying it. But I also know it's a fact. And that's why I brought that up. I know there was a very long way to go around that, guys, with the miracle healing, but I'm just going to read the card, okay? You can take it for what it is. Expect a miracle. You prayed for assistance and it is forthcoming. And, by the way, sometimes you do get those miracles. So when you do, be grateful. Be grateful. Don't just say, oh, thanks, and then run off. Just be grateful. Know that you have this experience with this person. If it is one of those cases. The more completely you surrender your situation to God, the more rapidly you will realize your own healing. So say, this is also about you. Heaven, or your higher power, heaven is completely on your side, and your prayers have been heard and answered. You needn't beg or petition You needn't beg or petition heaven to help you, as your situation is already healed in truth. The healed reality is one of several parallel realities currently available to you. You have the choice through your thoughts, emotions, and intentions to experience the highest possible reality for yourself. You access your healed situation through faith and gratitude. To feel these powerful catalyzing emotions, say mentally or aloud to God or your higher power, I am tired of thinking about this situation. I don't want to deal with it any longer. Here, I'm giving the entire thing to you so that you can think about it and resolve it. Thank you so much for taking care of everything. Then detach completely from the situation. So, see yourself placing it in the palm of God's loving hand. Feel grateful that your situation is now resolved and be open to the creative solution that greets you. Boy, I tripped over that one, didn't I? Affirmation. In truth, everything and everyone, including myself, is healed right now. I focus on this truth instead of an illusion of fear. Do not focus on fear. Fear is a liar. All right? Fear is a nasty old liar. So like I said, I am going to put these card affirmations in the Facebook comments and in the YouTube comments for people if you want to go back and write them down. You don't have to go back through the video to find them. I will put them in the comments when I upload and when I post. All right. So, boy, this one went long. Sorry about that. I think that's why I'm kind of fading now. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope it wasn't too controversial at the end, but when we lose people, sometimes it can be super debilitating to where we just can't live anymore and we're just existing. Or when we find healing in ourselves, when we find that forgiveness, even in ourselves, of ourselves, we find we can do great things. We find we can move forward in ways that we never knew we could move forward. If you do this, and if you do this in the wake of someone's passing, please don't guilt yourself. Say, well, why couldn't I have been this person when they were alive? We all have things that happen in our lives that might push us in a direction we never thought we'd go. When I was growing up, I never thought my trauma would lead to something good. But it has helped me to help others. It has helped me to share my story to help others. And it's actually helped me share my journey of that healing, which is the most important part. It's not about what happened to me and learning how to forget it. It's the journey of how I got through that pain to come out the other side. And even though right now I'm in this state where I feel completely numb, I guess I should be grateful for that, because I'm at zero now. I've gone from the negatives into zero, and now I can just start filling this cup with nothing but positivity. Yeah, my cup's going to get tipped over from time to time. And yeah, those are probably going to be very uncomfortable experiences, but I'm learning the tools to put that cup right side up and learn how to refill it so that I can pour and serve from a full cup. Okay, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Happy Aloha Friday once more. Have a great, great weekend, everybody. It's the weekend, right? Go do something fun. I don't know about other people's weather, but it's starting to get warm here. I know. Forget spring. We're going right into summer. But I know. But I won't complain. At least we have nice weather. Some people are freezing. But yeah, have a great, great day. Take care of yourselves, please. If you need to practice self-care, I had some very good self-care tips the other day on Wednesday. Think about these cards, okay? If you feel like they don't resonate now, but you're not sure, go back through and listen, because you never know what you might pick up the second time around that you did not pick up the first time. I have had my own readings done for me, and I go back and it's like, whoa, mind blown. And I usually take about a week before I do it, because it's like, whoa, or sometimes even a day, right? Just give yourself time to process. All right. So I will see everybody back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live. Facebook Live is public, so anybody can watch. I do repost them afterwards to YouTube, and then I share them to Twitter. Monday, Hodgepodge Monday. I have no idea what we're going to talk about Monday. We may just go back to the Affirmators deck and work on those. They're very good cards, so I would just show up anyways. But yeah, whatever our topic is, Hodgepodge Monday is coming in 2.5 days. So I hope to see you then. And again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope these readings and cards have helped any of you. And I hope that you are able to find your own healing amid the discomfort. All right. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you so much for watching.